Hey, 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 welcome to another episode of Sober Talk, guys. Let's give it a second here. This board has a little button that you can hit and, I love it. I love it. So how's everybody? Bev's here. Hey, Bev, how goes it? Bev's here. She's the very first one to check in every single time, and it's so cool to have such a dedicated little community here. DA Cruz is here. So I have the air. Daggone it. I forgot to turn the air off. But well, give me a second. Give me a second before people get here, guys. 1 second. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. It is day 81 for me. Let me reply to this one text. And hold on, I'm live afterwards. So yeah, let's see. Let's make sure it's day 81. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm feeling good. I can tell my body is changing. I'm getting skinny in the face. I need some more filler, some Brotox or something. So let's see here. My toolkit, my spiritual toolkit, day 82. Wow. So, Natalie, Jess, hey everyone, hey Tom, hey Natalie. Jim Hoyt's here. And we could probably go over to Tom Mabe Comedy. I'm cross-posting on Tom Mabe Comedy and Mabe in America. If you guys are there, maybe switch over to Sober Talk, because eventually I want to migrate everyone over to this page, but I'm doing it just to get the word out. So we have got a good show. I'm starting to line up people to interview prior, so I'm not just sticking here, twiddling my thumbs, just hanging out. So let's get to it. Let's call our first caller. So real quick, you're here because you want to get sober, you need to get sober, or maybe you're just sober curious. Either way, we are glad you're here. Sometimes we talk about incredible funny war stories. Sometimes those war stories end up in jail, prison. Got a lot of friends who went to prison because of drugs and alcohol. And they end up in divorce, and sometimes as we have seen, they end up in death. And man, drinking is no joking matter. I'm fearful every day that I'm going to slip. Every day I'm thinking I'm going to get out there and just start drinking again, and I don't want to, and I don't think I'll forget this time. I think my rock bottom, was so severe that, and I've had so many rock bottoms. I've been rock bottom with a rock on my chest, and still, well, I'm okay now. I went a year, I went 2 years, went 6 months, whatever, and wow. So let's call our first caller here. This is Jeremy. Let's call Jeremy up and see what he's got going on. Oh, hold on here, Jeremy. I gotta set my phone up.
Hello.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I gotta hook my Bluetooth up here.
Sure.
Let's see, Bluetooth, Rodecaster. Should be connected. Can you hear me now, Jeremy?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
Oh, good. So are you talking directly in the phone? You're not on speaker, are you?
No, I'm not on speaker.
Gotcha. Sometimes some connections are mono, like I only get you on one ear. So, but tell me your story, man. What was your weapon of choice?
Well, alcohol.
Okay.
Beer, tequila, anything I could get my hands on for the most part.
And how long have you been sober?
This go around just a few days.
Oh wow! Congrats. That's great, man. At least you know when to start back up.
Yeah, I started at a young age, like a lot of us, and it was fun for the your 20s and your 30s, and then it progresses, and then once you hit your 40s, it starts to get difficult, and life gets more difficult, and that's when it really started getting hard for me. I was always I was professional. I was in the police department for 22 years, and
What part of the country are you in?
I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana.
That's right. That's right. Um,
And so that job kept me on the straight and narrow, during the daytime or whatever shift I might be on, and then after that it was wide open. So, but I made a lot of really really bad mistakes, just like a lot of us, drinking, and with that brought a lot of really bad consequences throughout my life. And so, a lot of things happened, bad mainly, involving alcohol, but I as as an alcoholic, it doesn't matter. A lot of times you'll keep drinking even beyond something that happens to you bad.
oh, I know
And
that.
so,
Yeah, it's insane, isn't it? It is such a
yeah,
crazy allergy, ailment, disease, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. It is insane how you'll continue to
yeah,
just drink, 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 and it doesn't get better when
right.
you drink.
Yeah, for me, actually, it's gotten worse each time. With each time I would drink, it got worse and worse and worse. I wouldn't come home for days at a time. Wife didn't know where I was at. I'd be sleeping in my truck somewhere or end up, who knows where, sleeping, trying to sober up before I came home because she didn't want me home drinking. Um, she did get me into a rehab last year around this time, in Los Angeles. I went out there for a month.
Okay.
And so I went through the whole program, a 30-day program, came home with high hopes and was going to go with it. And 2 days after I got home, I found out my brother was terminally ill with cancer. He was 36 at the time.
Mm.
And so that was November 4th. January 28th, on a Tuesday, he passed away from cancer. And then my dad died the very next night on the 29th of cancer as well. And so I never
Gee.
brought my head up. I never brought my head back up after that. I've been in the bottle ever since. And so
Are you still married?
I am. Yes, I'm currently married. Yeah,
You
at the
married a
time. But,
saint. I mean,
well, it's we were hanging on by a thread, I guarantee you, because after my dad and my brother died, I don't know if I was mourning, I know, but
mhm.
I used that for an excuse to act out and to go drinking, as much as I wanted to, and didn't care about the consequences because I was already in so much pain from the grieving. But
Because, a lot of people will use, someone said Monday is a trigger, and laundry is a trigger. You'll find anything as an excuse. But boy, did you have your brother died, and you say the next day or the next week your dad died?
no, my brother died January 28th on a Tuesday. My dad died the very next night on the 29th of
Jeez,
cancer.
brother.
Both of them did. Yeah, and so
Ah,
um,
I mean, I don't.
yeah, it was
I
a big
drink for
hit
a whole
to.
lot less. I tell you what, I've had a lot of things pop up and excuses, and they were good. They were definitely some crappy situations, but nothing, never quite like that. I mean, that's the equivalent of that's as bad as it gets. And what are you doing this time? You're a few days in. What are you doing differently, Jeremy, to try to make it stick?
Well, Tom, last week I went on a bender and was gone for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. And like I said, slept in my truck. I was dodging phone calls from family members and my wife, and I'm going, this is insane. I can't do this anymore. I take it to the extreme with the drinking, and it's hurt my family. My mother is still, she's a widow now, and so we're having to help take care of her, and it's hurting her. She can't reach me, and she may need my help. I'm unavailable. I'm unavailable for my kids, for my wife.
How old of a guy are you?
I'm 49.
You're you're a pup. Jeez Louise.
Well, this pup's been drinking since probably well over 30 years. So
How
since
long
about
have you
18.
gone? What's the longest stretch of sobriety have you had?
I have had about 3 months.
Do you
Three
think
months.
maybe you should go to like a 3 month facility as opposed to a 28-day facility, and then maybe go to like a sober living We had a guest on one time that he had these sober living houses where people go there, and it's like a little community. I mean, you're going to die. I mean, if you keep on drinking, tequila like that, and you know,
Yeah. I mean, that would probably be a good thing in the perfect world, but I have a job, um, and I know you can make all kind of excuses. They tell you that in rehab, you're gonna, well, don't worry about that. That'll be there when you get out. But I really enjoy this job I'm at. I'm gonna give it 100% again, and try my best to make it through this without having any slips. I told my wife I was not drinking again, and so I told my mom the same thing. And my mom's very involved as well as my wife at trying to keep me from drinking. So, but to answer your question, like I said, I mean, jobs in this area are kind of hard. Good jobs anyway are hard to come by. And
has
so
it affect your work this last stint of drinking?
this last stint has, but I have flexibility because I work from home, and
Okay.
so as long as I'm producing and the numbers are there, on the computers, I don't have to check in anywhere necessarily, and punch a time clock every day, that kind of stuff. So, but I mean, if I had to be honest, yes, it's affected my work. It's affected every part of my life. So
Yeah, I usually open a
it's just,
show with it. If it causes, how do you tell if you have a problem? If it causes problems.
yeah,
Now,
no
is
problem.
this cancer? Is that an hereditary thing? Is that something that you're concerned about?
Um, Not necessarily. My father had liver cancer. He battled for about a year, and my
Was that as
brother,
a direct result from drinking, like cirrhosis of the liver? I mean, was he an
he was
alcoholic?
not. No, he wasn't a real big drinker. I don't really know how that began. And my brother, like I said, he was 36, and he was he was in the gym every day of the week, bowed up, no drinking, no drugs, no smoking, and that cancer took him in less than 3 months. It just hit him like a ton of bricks.
Wow.
But
So what are you
th- th-
doing? What are you doing this time around to help stop the drinking and stay stopped?
well, um, I've only been sober since Sunday, so I've been reading AA books. I've been watching videos. I just started watching your sober talk, which I really enjoy. Um, and I'm just trying to stay focused and keep my mind busy. I don't
Have you ever done
necessarily.
the meetings?
I have, and here's the thing. I told you I went to the rehab in Los Angeles, and we went to meetings every night of the week out there, and we're actually closer to Hollywood. Those meetings out there are really eventful and quite entertaining, to be honest. A lot of funny characters out there, but in the meetings here, just kind of, I hadn't really found anything that fits me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've
no, I had the same
tried.
thing. I've tried meeting after meeting, uh, years ago, and can never find the right meeting. And I found one, and it's so daggone early. It's a Zoom meeting, and I love it because I don't have to be seen. I don't have to talk. I haven't spoken yet in this meeting, but it's a go to Zoom, or go to Google Zoom AA meetings. And if you have a smartphone or a laptop or computer, you can go to a meeting anywhere in the world, anytime, day or night, and they'll tell you, here's a passcode, here's how you get into it, and there's one like on the hour, every hour, 3 o'clock in the morning, you can go to a Zoom meeting.
Wow, that's a great suggestion. I never really even thought about that, Tom. To be honest with you, but I'll take you up on that. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a great tool. It's a great thing, and sober talk is not a meeting. It's just I'm using it as a service, part of the steps, and I'm using it. I'm kind of stingy. I'm kind of self-centered. This is what they call a self-serving motive. It's helping me stay accountable. Our little community here is helping me stay accountable and not drink. And I'm okay, and I kind of even forget about drinking, but then I forget about how bad I was when I did drink. So as long as I'm here, I'm not drinking, and I cannot go back there. I want to be
yeah,
I want to be finished this time. I so want to be done. I've tried a lot of different things, and I'm sure there's a lot of different things out there. What I'm doing right now is AA, but I'm sure there's therapy, there's counseling, there's church. Uh, I keep on getting stuff on. There was something popped up online about the sober executive, and it's focused like to business owners like myself, and uh, and I called them, and it was like a $5,000 investment on my end, and I said I want to try something cheaper. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, the AA meetings are free. The Zoom meetings are free, and you have a group of people that remind you why you shouldn't drink. But you have to do that.
Right.
I mean, you've tried it on your own for how many times have you quit? It doesn't work,
Uh,
right?
yeah. No. I mean, several, but not for any good length of time. But no, that's a great. Like I said, I appreciate that suggestion. I'll take you up on that for sure.
Yeah,
Because
it's
they
just
can.
it's an easy thing to do. Just Google Zoom AA meetings, and they're out there. Boy, there's a lot of them out there. So what else?
I'll do that.
Give us some rock bottoms. What have you
Oh,
done while being intoxicated?
huh, what have I not done? Well, I know my wife probably might be listening to
Put her on
this
the phone. Put her. I want to ask her.
eventually. She's actually not here now. I
I'm
asked her if she
teasing.
would leave so I could get complete privacy while I spoke with you. But some rock bottoms, like good, bad, funny, or what?
Yeah, give me a funny one, and give me just a god awful one.
Okay, a funny one. One time years ago, I was working as a detective in the office, and so I always remember these stories. It cracks me up every time. And so I knew I'd gone out one night. I don't know if it was during the week or close to the weekend, maybe. And here in Louisiana, most of the bars stay open all night long, right? So I knew I wasn't going to work because when I got home at about 4:30 in the morning, I was just not slinging drunk, right? And so I knew my boss got to his desk or in the office by 5 a.m. And I thought to myself, well, if I call before he gets there, I can just leave a voicemail and he won't call me back. Everything will be fine. So I sat there for a couple of minutes and I rehearsed. I'm just talking about hammered drunk. I had to keep thinking about what I was going to say. So I finally picked up the phone, called him about 4:45, and um, had my little speech ready, and he answered the phone. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I laid it on him. Hey, I'm not feeling well. I'm not be able to make it. I'm sick. And, he asked me what was wrong. And I don't even remember what I told him. But I remember hanging the phone up, thinking everything was good. And so I turned off my cell phone and everything I had at that time because I was like, I gotta sleep this off, right? So
Right, right.
I had to be at work at 6 o'clock. Okay, so I woke up at about 7 and looked at the clock and I was like, oh my God, I'm late for work. Oh, I better call. I picked up the phone and called him. I was like, hey, I'm not gonna make it to work. I'm feeling bad. He's like, well, what are you talking about? You've already called in sick once. So,
Man,
so
that's a bad. Hey, real quick, I'm getting some comments about you. Someone says he needs some assistance from doctors, counselors on his journey. Yeah, if you feel like you're getting the shakes or anything, it's always good to go to the ER and have them help wean you off. I don't. How much tequila and beer were you drinking?
uh, tequila probably I don't know 5, 6 shots in a short time frame, and beer maybe I don't know. I stopped counting, but 12 pack or more. And I had a pattern where I would day drink in the afternoon, maybe by 3, and try to wrap it up by like 6 or 7, to be able to come home and go to bed. But that I thought I had it figured out, but that wasn't working for me. So
There's a guy. I read comments on our Facebook page here, and there's a guy that just says, "I still drink." His name is Chris. I've drank while watching your show for the last 3 weeks. I want to put the glass down, and I'm really, really close. I drink more when I'm bored, which is on the weekends. Mondays suck, sober or not. Any suggestions on what's a good day of the week to start the process? I think it's always the a good jump start of on sobriety is when you just have a crappy hangover and you did or said something really bad. All right,
Yeah.
tell us a very sad, maybe how you hurt somebody, be it your wife, your kids, or whatever.
Uh, well, as recently as last weekend, I was supposed to get my 9-year-old daughter from my ex-wife, and come Friday, I was getting text messages from the ex-wife, hey, I need to get her, this and that, and I about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I texted her and said I couldn't get her, and so she's upset with me or whatever. But I was supposed to pick her up by 5, and by 5 o'clock I was hammered. I just didn't answer the phone anymore after that. Didn't text and did not communicate with my daughter. And the next day I felt like total dog shit. Um, I stood my 9-year-old daughter up. I mean, it didn't get much worse than that.
Oh no, it doesn't.
So
That's
that's
awful.
one of that's one of many lows. But I've let my family down so many times. They're don't want to say they're used to it, but they expect it. So
Well, it's not
uh,
going to change unless you find some kind of program, be it therapy or, you know, I don't know. I mean, I've read books, I've bought books, I never taken out of the Amazon bag. I was like, all right, I don't, screw that. I'm okay now. I just had a bad night. But man, you have got to give something a shot. I mean, your daughter she's still 9 now.
yeah. This just happened last weekend. Yeah, like I said, I've only been sober since Sunday this time, and I've been in the this last go around has been the struggle of my life. I mean, the darkest, deepest, the worst position I've ever been in with alcohol. It's
How, are you depressed?
completely.
Natalie Jansen says, ask him how depressed he feels. Are you
Uh,
depressed right now?
yeah, I've been depressed a lot this year because of some of the family issues that's happened,
Right. Are
and
you taking?
so
I wonder if like taking some kind of antidepressants. Now they're not going to work. I've been told the antidepressants do not work while you're drinking alcohol. But I wonder
uh,
if something like that would work for you.
I've tried several antidepressants over the years, but I've never stopped really drinking, so I never
Yeah.
gave
So
them
you
a
don't
chance
know. Yeah, they
to
just
it.
kind of go away, right? From what I understand, and I'm not a doctor, but man, this Bev just says, Bev Holland says, no one can make anybody quit drinking or doing drugs. Each one of us have to make the personal choice to quit, and no one particular program will work for everyone. We all find out what works for us as individuals. Yes, that's true, and I'm pushing the group meetings because I know that's helping me right now. Even sober talk is I think I get more out of sober talk than I do my AA meetings because I'm kind of tiptoeing around the steps. I'm stuck on step 4 and 5, and I'm going to work them. It's just really hard for me to, the whole amends thing. Every one of my
Yeah.
family and
Oh yeah.
co-workers and stuff. There's people who won't even take amends for me. I have to probably mail it to them. So,
I
but
definitely understand that. Definitely, it's a hard thing. Yeah, it's a hard thing letting everybody down constantly, and people need you in your life, your family, and your friends, and you're unavailable because alcohol has complete control of you. So
that it does. It really. Well, brother, I again, I'm I'm just some dude. I can't give you advice, but I hope it works out, and I hope you finally get to the point where you're like, okay, this is enough. I gotta try something. It sounds like you should try something. You know,
right.
Otherwise, you're going to keep on repeating the same
Mhm.
vicious cycle. You're gonna go, okay,
Yeah.
I got this, and then something's going to build up. You're going to be pissed. You're going to start thinking about your dad. You're going to think about your brother. Someone at work says something bad to you or whatever, and then you're going to just come through and just knock it all down. Like, screw this. I'm drinking. Screw all you guys.
Yeah.
And then you're going to come back as, okay, I'm good. You know what? I'm going to cut out the tequila. I'm gonna move to bourbon. I can't handle my tequila. I control bourbon. Tequila controls me, and So
Right.
there is a vicious cycle. So I don't know what kind of help you need, but it sounds like your life will not get better until you stop drinking.
Right. And I do understand that. It's just been a struggle. So
Well, man, I'd love to touch. Can we call you again later this week and see
absolutely.
where you are?
Yeah. Yeah. Check in with me, and I
And
enjoy the
you
talk.
do the same. This is a Google line that I'm calling you, and I get text from it. So shoot me a text and say, hey, I need to talk. Can I come on tonight or whatever, and I'll have you on.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it, Tom.
All right, brother. Well, be safe and Jeremy, good luck there in Shreveport, Louisiana, and don't screw that job up,
Oh
and
man.
don't screw your
Yeah.
life up with your daughter. She's 9 years old. I mean, she needs her dad.
I know that. I'm working on it, Tom. Thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Jeremy from Shreveport, Louisiana. Boy, that you could just hear it in his voice. He's ready to stop. God, it made me sad. It really. Let's From my take, this is Chris Warren again. From my take so far, sobriety is like a criminal. Criminals find Jesus in jail because there's an absolute loss of hope. I drink at home, away from my kids while they're asleep or tended to someone other than me, tended to by someone other than me. I have not been in trouble with the law because of my drinking, but the emphasis should be away from my kids. I'm a good man, but I'm not the best father due to the lack of involvement. I've been there. That is why I want to put the glass down. And eventually you will hit a extreme rock bottom, and it may be you wreck your car, you lose your license, you go to jail for a month or whatever. But none of those are as bad as not being in the presence for your kids. So yeah, man. And this David Gossman says, I was asked, would you die for your kids? My answer was yes. And he asked, would you live for them? My answer was yes. He said, then do it. Quit. So and Jamie Jamie McGovern says life is very hard. It is very hard, but especially when you're trying to deal with it and self-medicate with alcohol and drugs, it does not get any easier while you're doing that because all of a sudden, I say this all the time, you drink to help out on a problem, some kind of situation, but then all of a sudden the drinking or the drugs become a bigger problem than the actual problem you were trying to bury down. So, all right, we're going to give Mickey a call here. Man, hopefully Mickey's got some good news for us and we're not going to be so depressed.
Mickey Gray.
Mickey Griggs did not answer. We're going to let's go to Derek.
Hello.
Hey, Derek, it's Tom Mabe from Sober Talk. Tell me something good, man. We just got fun with a guy who was just very down and oh boy, bless his heart, bless his heart. So where are you in your sobriety?
10 years.
10 years. Now, are you talking directly into the phone? You're not on speaker, are you?
No, I'm directly into the phone.
Awesome. So 10 years. How long were you, how do I say this? Did life get better for you after you quit?
Oh, there's no comparison, especially with my family and my wife.
Right.
There's no comparison to what it was 10 years ago.
What was happening 10 years ago?
Oh, you wake up, I wake up in the morning and you don't remember. I don't remember what I did last night. All I know is she's mad at me and she's got to explain to me what I did last night. And then, then I'm embarrassed about it for weeks. I'm still embarrassed about some of the dumb things I've done, but,
Did you ever make amends, or did you ever right the wrong, or how did you quit?
it's, I guess after so many times of waking up in the morning and it's feeling so embarrassed, one day I just told myself I was going to lay off of it for a while. And about a month and a half went by, and my wife walks up to me. She said, "You haven't bought beer in a long time." I said, "No." She said, "Are you going to quit?" I was afraid to say yes because honestly, at that point, I thought there was no way that was actually going to happen.
Right.
And I didn't want to hear any crap about failing. So I don't know.
No, I get it.
And,
I refused to go to AA many of times because I was afraid I would fall off the wagon, and then the people would see me. Um, they would see me out in a bar at a comedy club drinking or something, and that was
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to tell anybody. I just wanted to see how things were going to go, and I don't know. I guess it went on for a few months, and I don't know. You wake up in the morning. I don't have to worry about feeling bad. I don't have to worry about can I drive home or can I not? Am I going to get locked up if I do? I just don't have to worry about that anymore. That's just, I mean, to me, after a while, that was worth it by itself. But then, everything at home with the kids, with my wife, everything's just
So
way better.
did you go to the doctor or anything, or
Nope,
white
nope.
knuckled it?
Yeah, well, I wasn't even that. I mean, I just tried it for a while, and I mean, it was just, I guess for me, it was really easy because I wanted to. And I really believe that that's key with quitting anything.
So you never did
You-
like right now. I'm always interested in who's working the steps and who aren't working the steps because I've quit drinking, and I always say being alcohol free is one thing, but being alcohol free and happy is another thing. So I was self medicating. I was trying to fix something in my life, and now I'm trying to address those things in my life so I could, they call it a dry drunk. And I'm hoping that I love the big book. I love, I'm still kind of confused about a lot of it, but what great stories and uh, things start clicking. Oh, wow, that's amazing. And you kind of
Mhm.
start forgiving yourself, the way you were. And they say that's where you were. That's not where you're going to be. And trying to get, the unawakening, the morning prayer, it talks about lifting any self pity or self doubt or, all that stuff, And I would always worry about what people think of me. Like, oh, what do they think of me? I'm like, I'm Tom Mabe. What do I think of them? It doesn't matter. I'm a good dude. Not I'm Tom Mabe, the comedian, but I'm a good dude. When I drink, I have anything good that I did, I undid by the crap I would say and do. But I'm not. I don't care what people think now. I just like I don't care. And
Yeah,
both my kids were born worriers, and they worry about everything. Even when they were 3 or 4, they were worrying about things. I'm like, no, why are you worried about that? And I think it's something, they didn't have abandonment or trauma. They just later in life they did because dad was drunk. But
yeah.
early on, so I was curious about how if you ever are you happy? Are you? I know you're happier, but do you fly off the handle, or do you have anger issues or anything? Without getting counseling, or because they say you drank, you're self medicating something. Do you feel like it's a struggle sometimes not to drink?
No, I don't have
Good
any
for
desire
you,
anymore to
man.
even try. I don't even. I mean, I
That's
don't because
freaking
I don't
awesome.
know. But
That
I
is
mean,
so great.
I don't know that I ever self-medicated or anything. I guess I liked it too much,
Hmm.
and I guess now looking back on it, I mean, it was pretty selfish. I wanted to go hurry up and put the kids to bed so I can go have a few drinks, and
And
then just
you
sit in there and
you
watch
go to
TV.
go to a local pub and meet some buddies
No,
out.
just go in the living room.
No, your living room was
Just
the
go in the
pub.
living room, turn on TV.
Did you have any rock bottoms that were you rough your wife up verbally or anything, or did you?
Oh yeah, I mean, I was verbally mean when I was drunk. I know that now, and all I can do now is apologize for that. You can't give any of it back, and I wish I could, but
Yeah,
I mean, there's never been anything physical, but yeah, verbally, yeah, I was. There were times where I was stupid and mean. There's no doubt.
I have a friend who comes on the show. He actually may come on the show tonight, Jeff Graham, and Jeff quit for 9. I actually helped Jeff get sober, and we both were trying to get sober at the same time. And he made it 9 years, and I made it like 9 days. And this was a long time ago. And he had no problem quitting. Then one time he went to a Leonard Skinner concert, and he's bringing his kids some beers, and the beers were spewing over the side. They were. He's like, oh, I gotta sip that one down. I sip that one down. He said, oh God, that feels great. I miss that taste. So we go get the kids more beer, and the line was long. So we kill a couple beers up there, and then he bring back their beer, and he said this time is different. He quit, and he's like he never fixed himself. he was what they call the dry drunk. He still wasn't happy with everything. So, but man, I'm happy for you. Wow, just to
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the difference. I don't know. I'll buy beers for my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Take them over to them. But I don't know. It just doesn't interest me anymore.
Yeah, I'd make drinks for my employees. I have a rough day, and I would actually go, and they say this is a thing. I would go with Kemet and Carrie. I'll go, you guys are drinking, and I'll go make them a really stout vodka, tonic water or whatever, or club soda with a little bit of lime or something, and that was like drinking vicariously through them. So that was cool. So what advice would you give someone? Here, you quit, no AA, no therapy, no medication. You went cold turkey. What would you give? What would you tell someone out there watching right now, the path that you took?
You have to genuinely want to, deep down inside you. You have to genuinely want to quit. I really believe that. That's the only way that. I mean, maybe that's what made it so easy for me. I genuinely wanted to quit.
Jamie
It's like
McGovern.
cigarettes or tobacco or drugs or alcohol or anything. I believe that's the key for anybody, I think.
Yeah, Jamie McGovern. I'm a God-fearing guy, so I have a higher power and whatnot. She says, "Sorry, I just joined. I can't tell you how I'm sober." She said, "LOL. It's proof there is a God." And a lot of people will just say, "All right, I've tried it self-will. Now I'm doing it God's will," and that's where I'm at. And again, that's just what I'm doing. So I mean, it's great to hear people like you who were able to just stop and be good. So you got a good career jamming. You're a good dad. You're a good husband and stuff still.
Yeah, I mean everything's going better, and I honestly believe if I wouldn't quit drinking, I don't think it would have been quite so good right now.
No, no. Listen to the caller who just called in. His wife, their marriage is hanging on by a thread. Uh, he's called in sick twice to work. His boss, what were you calling in? You've already called in. He was so drunk he forgot he called in sick. He called in drunk. So bless his heart. Bless his heart. Well, man, that is really, really. I'm happy for you, man, and thanks for coming on the show.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
Yeah, well, come back anytime if you're listening, and stick around. If you have anybody struggling with a addiction of any kind and you think this may be a good home for them or a good place to hang out an hour a night, send them our way. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I love listening to the show. It's great. Thanks for doing it.
See you, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right, you too. Bye.
Well, good for him, man. That was great. Let's try to give Mickey a call back one more time and see if he can pick up. So my wife and I both have a sore throat, and now I'm getting I think it's the cold. I hope it's not that.
Hello?
Hey, buddy, Tom Mabe, how are you?
How you doing, Tom? I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Got a little bit of a sore throat rocking here, and I'm hoping I'm not coming down with something. But so tell us what part of the country are you in? Are you say Baltimore?
Yes, sir. I'm just outside Baltimore in a little town called Perryville, Maryland.
So how long have you been sober?
I've been sober for a little over 20 years, Tom.
Wow. And how did you do it? Are you AA guy? Are you a church guy?
Oh, no, sir. I believe in the good Lord above.
Yeah.
Always have. I've had strong faith. I've tried group settings and just they never did resonate with me. I just couldn't.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here.
They just didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I do it now via television. I do a Zoom meeting that I love. It's called Early Worms in Louisville, Kentucky, and I love it. And this is not an AA meeting. I just want to reiterate that this is not a therapy session. This is not Dr. Laura. This is comedian Tom Mabe who's trying to quit drinking and trying to make it stick. So I do this.
Whatever works, buddy. Whatever works.
Yeah, I'm doing a couple different things. So. Working the steps and doing the 90 days, 90 meetings.
I'm working on my second marriage.
Okay. Was this post drinking, stopping drinking, or what?
Oh yes. I went through my first marriage. As a matter of fact, drugs, alcohol, a combination of the both cost me my first marriage. I was 16, 17 when I got married. First time, stayed married 9 years. It was a up and down roller coaster marriage. Both too young, had drugs, alcohol, rock and roll, you name it, all on the brain, and it was just a disaster waiting to happen, and it did. But I still wasn't ready to give up everything, and I moved up here to Maryland to change sceneries, to get away from the drugs. I was still running and running and running and trying to.
What,
Seeking
what does
help,
what does that mean? Running and running? Is that a drug?
I was basically running, looking for sobriety, but not knowing where to go to get it or how to achieve it. I thought I could find it just by changing locations and changing scenery, but the only thing what I've learned is the only thing I had to change was myself. Because no matter where I went, what city I woke up in, what bed I woke up in, who I woke up beside, when I looked in the mirror, I saw the same person.
Yeah.
Run down, miserable, angry, out of control, narcissistic, alcoholic, drug addict.
I think I've been drunk in every city and state in the United States of America. I really do, because I used to be a touring comic. Yeah, I used to be a touring comic, and I would go perform and sometimes drink before the show and then sober up and then drink after the show and miss my early flight and just a bunch of BS, man. Just so stupid. This is
sure.
real quick. I want to read a comment from Stephanie. Why is sobriety so hard when you see the effects all around you and you see yourself making the same choices, but you swore you would never be that mom? AA 3 times, no luck. I can't find someone I link to. As far as meetings go, it's hard to find the right meeting, and if you don't find the right meetings because you keep going back to the same one, find another place. I did that for years. I kept on trying the same location, and it just didn't work for me. So when the COVID and all this stuff is gone, I can go to an actual meeting. I'm going to try a bunch of different ones until I hope to join this live one that I've been doing on Zoom, the early worms. I feel like I know the people. They never see me talk or anything, unless they come over here. But so you were running, and so when you quit, you just decided to quit. You're a God-fearing man. You didn't. Did you try? You said you did try AA for a little bit.
Yes, sir. I did try. I resorted to online stuff. Once the internet became available, of course, and started learning different things. I became disabled. All right. Then
was that a direct result from drinking your disability?
Probably through some of the car wrecks as a result of drinking. I'm sure led to someone's disability. It was back injuries, neck injuries.
And we got our friend Victor is back. He said this show is boring as hell, Mabe. Yeah, it's not very exciting tonight, Victor, but I'm glad you're here, brother.
There's plenty of more interesting shows. Hang around. It'll pick up.
So, well, man, congrats on 20 years. That is something to be proud of.
Thank you. And I want to congratulate everybody on your show, and thank you for everything you're doing. I think you're doing a wonderful job, too. And every day, I mean, I cannot say till this day that I still do not think about a drink or a pill or something, because it's all about self-medicating. I think we get accustomed to.
No, that's exactly what that is.
And we become so used to it, and it's ingrained in our mindset, and it becomes a way of life.
Yeah.
Until we decide to look for a different way of life, we have to retrain our brain, if that even makes sense.
No, there's one of our regulars, Carl. I don't see Carl in here tonight, but he talks about it takes more than therapy, AA. you have to retrain your brain. And there is some kind of a chemical thing going on there I read about. I'm too dumb to
Oh, yes,
comprehend
sir.
what it was, but yeah, there is something that path that you have put in your brain due to alcohol, it has to close up, and it takes a while for that to close up.
And I changed friends. I mean, I heard last night, I think it was, where you were talking or someone was talking about they lost their friends, gave up their friends, changed everything that they knew. Friends started dying off, but I had no issues with that. Friends, because the only thing we had in common, I found out through my friendship, was the alcohol. Or as long as I was buying alcohol, I had plenty of friends.
Yeah, right. As long as you have
But
the,
it's but
I was always the guy
yeah,
with the credit card at the bar, and yeah, put
right.
his on my tab. No, I got, dude. No, put your money's no good here. Put your card away. I got this. Yeah,
Sure. And
or people.
everybody, hey Tom, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, and there's times where I
Never
didn't
seen
want
them
to.
before in your life.
There was times where I didn't want to, um, go. I didn't want to buy for people, but people would utilize, in my early 20s, and people would,
Oh, right.
yeah, you had, well, come on, I can't afford to go. Come on, I'll buy you some beer. But
Exactly.
so when you quit drinking, did you replace it with something else?
Oh, sure. Yes, yes, I did. I replaced it with pills, and and then started taking pain medications, marijuana, crack cocaine was a
Oh,
big
so
thing,
you weren't, so you
and
went to a different,
yes,
another
sir. I
mind-altering
started
thing.
replacing. Yes, sir.
Now, did you
See that?
quit those things?
Oh, yes, sir. I am right now. I absolutely, like I said, I'm disabled. I could take anything you would give me,
Right.
but I choose not to. I don't take any pain meds. I take aspirin. If that's a pain med, then I guess I still use something. I take Aleve, I should say. And I take, let's see, nothing narcotic is what I'm trying to
No,
say.
I don't think you
I,
can.
I,
Yeah, because everything is
I don't,
addicting.
I can't, because
Right.
if I do, then I know I have what's called, I've been diagnosed with what's called an addictive personality.
Yeah,
In other words, if we take
you're an addict.
something and it feels good, we're going to
Do more
continue
of
to
it.
do it.
Do more of it. Yeah,
Right.
and that's when I know people who run. They run like 10, 15 miles a day, kind of a thing. I had a family member who'd run 25. Get up at 4 a.m. and go run 25 miles twice a week.
That
Because
that would drive me to drink.
yeah, right. That'd be one of your resentments. But there is a certain endorphins and dopamines that are released from the exercising. My wife is like she has to work out every day, and going to the
Really?
gym. Yeah, and uh, I don't think she's addicted to it. She's always been a health nut, but
Right.
it's definitely a better addiction than the pain pills or the alcohol or the coke or whatever you mentioned. Hey, real quick, Bev Holland
Sure.
I have over sober 1,400 days. So congrats, Bev Holland, 1,400
Congratulations.
days. Yeah, hey, I'm on 80. What did I say? 80, 82 days.
Yes,
Yeah,
82 days, Tom. Congratulations, buddy.
yeah.
I
That's
think it's 1 minute. It's not 1 minute. It's 1 minute at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 day at a time. You know, every minute, every second, every hour that we're sober, that's an achievement. That's an accomplishment.
yeah,
It's a way I like to try to look at it. I mean, everywhere we go, we can hear somebody's horror stories, and so many, from losing families, relationships, children, wives. I've lost my brother. I lost a brother in 1976 from a bad car wreck. I lost one in '84 that drowned. I was raised in an alcoholic family.
yeah.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, we've all had those types of things. But when do we assume responsibility for our actions? Does that make sense? Once we become a certain age,
Yeah, no,
or
and that's where I'm
or
at now. I hear all you guys. I hear these people who quit for 10, 20 years and they go back out, and I'm like, oh, geez, am I doomed? And that's why
right,
I've just read so many great results, And I've been putting the AA off for so many years because I was embarrassed. And oh, come on, people are there
Right.
too,
Exactly.
But
I won't knock anybody for any method that they choose to seek help. I mean, we've all cried for help in our own ways, and it's been overshadowed, overlooked some way or another.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I've asked in my own way, like talking to a friend or something. Look, like, I've really got a problem. I mean, turn some. Oh man, you ain't got no problem. You're all right. You're fine. You just need to suck it up, buttercup.
yeah.
And you shake it off and blow it off, and next thing you know, you 2 more cases down, and everything's fine again.
Well, Eric Drake just congratulated me or Stephanie or somebody. Congratulations for breaking the cycle. Yeah, that's a vicious cycle, man. A vicious cycle with the, and I can't do it anymore. I can't lose any more time with my family and lose any. It was just awful. It's just
Are you finding it getting any easier for you?
it's getting easier when I work. When I get up in the morning, I do my AA meeting. I read my daily reflections, and then on awakening, I ask God, can you please just, relieve me of any self pity,
Right.
worthlessness, stuff that I would always have, and I forget what I have. If you told me 20 years ago what I would have now, I would go, no way in hell. But I've never been happy. I could no matter what I have, I would
That's what some of the people they fail to realize. No amount of money you could have for fame or fortune, and once we strip down at night, we're all the same. Once we
yeah. No,
look into that bottle,
absolutely,
you know.
absolutely. And well, brother, thanks for. So let's wrap it up. So, but what would you
Okay.
like to wrap? What would you like to say? If you could say one last uh, thing. I mean, you want to scream Jeff Epstein didn't kill himself and hang up? I mean, whatever you want to say. I don't care. It's your, this is everybody's show. So now, how would you like to wrap this up? And I'm
I
very.
would like
Go ahead.
to say if there's a chance, just everybody just keep digging, keep clawing, keep driving, keep striving for that sobriety. Everybody has their own magic potion within themselves. But the main thing is training your thought patterns. And as bad as it sounds, we're all going to have to change our friends too. If they were ever friends of ours anyway, they'll stay. They'll come back, and they will respect you for making the choices you got to make for yourself.
Yeah, I have a lot of great friends who love to watch the game and drink, who love to watch The Price is Right and drink. I mean, I was over there to a buddy's house the other day, and his wife said, "Let's all do a shot." Or no, my buddy said, "Let's all do a shot," because they had a little get together, and his wife said, "No, no, no, not Tommy's here. We can't." I'm like, "No, what are you talking about? I'm still gonna
Right.
have a good time. I just can't drink. It sucks that I can't. I love drinking. I love it so much. But
Exactly.
but I'm not. Don't look at me. I was out with a realtor in Louisville. Recently, I was a realtor in Hilton Head, and we met her daughter and her boyfriend out for dinner. My wife and I. Well, and the daughter had a big picture of like I don't know, just something Long Island iced tea or something, and she's like.
Uh-huh.
Oh, here, guys! I went ahead and ordered a picture, and her mom, which is our realtor, goes, no, no, no. And like Sandy, it's okay. Is that you don't have to treat me like I have the.
Don't hide it. Don't hide it.
Yeah, it's
I'm not contagious.
yeah. Bev Holland said her self harm arsenal was
Yeah.
full of tequila, heroin, and Xanax. Wow, Bev.
Ooh, wow.
Boy, I can't. She's 1,700 days sober. Good for you getting off that crap. That's boy, you probably bought a brand new Porsche or something with that money you're saving on that. Well,
Right.
all right, brother. Well, thank you so much, and
No problem.
I will talk with you soon.
Thank you, Tom.
All right, buddy. We'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's interesting. We have two people back to back who quit drinking, no AA, nothing, and I tried that for 2 years. It didn't work, and I hope it continues. I hope they continue. Wish them continued success with that. D.A. Cruz says happiness is the key to everything. Amen. Uh, let's go up here. Stephanie, Leighton Province says you've got my alma mater this weekend. I don't know what that means, Leighton. We have a guest coming on. That's your alma mater. Or, I don't know. I don't know what that means. So. Let's see. You have to replace drinking with something positive, says Natalie Jansen. Roll Tide, Mike always says that. It's great. Victor said this show is boring as hell. Quit counting days, says Victor. I come from a long line of alcoholics. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second, Carl, all right? Hold on. Why did I do this? How do I get... Hold on. Okay, hold on, Carl.
All right.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm reading a couple of comments here.
No,
Let's see.
no, and don't take my call if you need to answer those.
Oh no, that's all right. No, I just want to. I missed them, and now I got it set up where I can actually see all the comments. I was only able to see 4 at a time. David Gossman, 51 days sober today. It's the first in 10 years. I quit for better health. I quit for health too, and I quit for being an idiot. Mickey Griggs, sorry Tom, I made it. Oh hey Mickey Griggs, I think we just talked to Mickey. Let's see here. All right. I think I'm caught up with all the comments. And Carl, how are you doing, buddy?
Hey, Tom, I'm good, but, strangely enough, I'm not seeing comments from some of my friends I've developed on your site here tonight.
In the community, yes. We got 73 people on this page watching. Oh, and by the way, Carl, I'm glad you called because it reminds me. Guys, if you ever take CBD oil and you would like to try a different brand or something, please check out hempwellnessfarm.com. It's another side hustle I have. I actually got a whole store, and we're all about hemp in Kentucky. And if you want to know anything about CBD or how it works, I'm just using it as our pseudo sponsor, so I can afford to keep on coming in every night and doing this, and hopefully to hire a little person. Not a little person, a small. Okay. Carl, I got like a minute with you, and I just got my last guest just texted me, so I gotta call him.
I am.
You good, brother? Are you good?
I am good with my arthritis and stuff. I
can't wait for you to try the CBD that we sent out to you today.
Yeah, I am looking so forward to this, and my wife is then with her hip situation. I mean, it really, and I'll have to admit openly that Kratom has been a big help, but I'm really looking forward to.
I hear good things about the Kratom. I really do. But I have people who feel better before they leave the office. They start rubbing it on their elbow or whatever. So,
my mom does that, Tom, and she will be ordering from you. I guarantee you. Let us check out what you send, and
yeah. And if it doesn't work, you just tell me. Be honest, Tom. This doesn't work. Send it back. I'll replace it with something different. We'll figure out what works for you, buddy. Okay?
No, that sounds great. And again, appreciate the show tonight. Our show. It's not a show. It's a freaking
hangout. It's a good hang. It's a good hang. Come here and hang, not drink. Woo!
Absolutely. Have a good night, okay?
All right, buddy. I will talk with you soon.
See you then.
See you, buddy. So we're going to call Jeff Graham. Is CBD better than the real Mary J? It has all the components that Mary J has, marijuana has. It has 0.03% of THC in it to supercharge all those other components in that hemp plant. I love it. It's a good thing. But enough of the plug, but hempwellnessfarm.com if you want to show us some love when I'm buying your CBD. We got gummies, we got cream, and we got the tinctures. Cool. All right, let's call our last guest right now, my buddy Jeff Graham.
Hello.
There he is. Jeff Graham has finally made it to the show. Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing well. Having a good show, and it's
new little toy you got there?
Yeah, you like that? I could go.
Yeah.
I could go like a. Hold on. I'm like a kid in a candy store. It has so many buttons with different sound effects, and you can add sound effects into it. And I want to put like a beer opening, like a popping a beer can.
No, that's good. That's what I need to hear. That'd be awesome.
Have you heard any of tonight's show?
You know what I did not? I got called. I don't know. In the AA program, they call it 12-stepping, but we had a guy that I guess has had some issues and went back out. So a couple of us went over and just talked with him and just kind of sat with him to make sure he was okay. Kind of sad. So I've been sitting out by hoping the guy didn't fall into his pool and drown. But
Oh man, well, let me. Yeah, that happens.
There's a lot of sad out there. There's a lot of people that
Man, we talked to a guy. We had Jeremy, Mickey, and Derek on the phone. Two of the guys, one had 20 years, one had 10 years, no AA. They just quit. So I'm like, yeah, that's good for you. That's freaking awesome. One of them is like day 3 sober, drinks a ton of tequila and beer every night. Marriage is hanging on by a thread. He called in sick to his work twice in one day. He forgot he called in, so he called a second time, and then he left his 9-year-old daughter hanging there. They were supposed to have like a little date, and he didn't show up. And he said that's happened before. So it's tough, man. It's tough.
it is. It's the one thing about your show. It's I love the show, and there's a lot of great laughs and whatnot, but there's a ton of pain behind it. I mean, I can laugh at some of the stories I got, but I got stories that I don't even, I don't ever want to forget them, but I hate to remember them,
Yeah, and you and I were talking about that when you had that wedding reception thing, and we're like, you're like,
Yeah.
I can laugh at this now, but man, it was pretty hurtful, and it was bad at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason I can laugh is that because I feel I'm doing something about it.
Right.
And
Yeah,
I
I'm
look
with you.
at it as it's like a day in the gym. It sucks when you're in there doing all the work, but the next day when you're reaping the rewards for your effort, it's you can look back and have a smile of it, even though the day you were going through it completely sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm never left the gym not grinning ear to ear. I got to get back to the gym. I started watching the carbs. I was 220 2 days ago, and this morning I was 217. So, and I'm the guy that eats a box of Crunch Berries at 1 a.m.
Yeah, I'm the guy that gives up drinking 24 to 30 beers a day. So I don't know what you do the calorie count or the carbs, but I give up all of that and I gain 30 pounds. It's like, what the hell?
I gained so much weight after I quit drinking. I was having sugar and just cookies and chocolate. I stopped by, I may even stop by Kroger on the way home tonight and get me a little something sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh, the sweet tooth. I never had it until I quit drinking. But
Yeah, they
I
say.
had
Go ahead.
this weekend we went down to North Carolina, down along the coast, and I had something. I learned something new that I didn't think was possible. But you can actually go fishing with the family without beer.
No,
and have
it's like a
fun.
state
No,
law. You
seriously,
gotta
I
have
did-
beer on a boat.
It shocked me, but I have never, I don't know, since I was 12, gone fishing, and I actually had fun, not drinking. And I thought, okay, this is crazy, but and there was the little things that I was laughing to myself about, of like, hey, look, did you see that big fish jump? Hold on, keep looking over there. I think he's going to jump again, just so I could crack open another beer and hope people didn't notice it and make
Yeah.
it think it was the same one I've been nursing. And then, God protect the environment, but I don't want to get busted, so I'm going to sink these cans when no one's looking. Just all the crap that it was so much work, but I really did. I had a good time, which was huge because I just, beer has been my whole life. Everything I did was around beer, with beer, and I just thought life's gonna suck without it. How can you really have fun? And it's starting to
Work.
show its face. And
before comedy, I was a musician, a touring musician. I played, all over the country, and that and thank God I just stuck with bourbon and alcohol because there's a lot of other stuff
Yeah.
I was privy to, had access to. But I tried doing that. And the past few comedy one, but I went 2 years doing comedy shows sober, and I gotta say I was crushing it. I was killing it. And if I bombed, or if it didn't work, if I didn't ever, I knew it was just I just didn't get them. It wasn't my night. It wasn't
Right.
because I was buzzed too much. I ran the stop. Sometimes you can run that stop sign when you're drinking before you go on stage. Oh,
Right.
too many, and boy, I could write a book about the funny thing about comedy and drinking.
Have you had been on stage where you knew, okay, I'm over the limit, I'm in trouble, and you knew that it was
Yes.
affecting your show?
Yes. Yes. Sadly, yes. And a lot of my friends, I got a lot of famous friends who are in the program who are comics, and I go, how did you do that and perform? Oh no, we're not losing. We never performed intoxicated, and they, and but not me. My thing is, I started out in a comedy club when I was already somewhat famous, and and it was an open bar. They loved that I was going to this little home club, and Tom Mabe doesn't buy drinks here. No, he doesn't buy drinks, and I was getting the fake, and like I said before, I couldn't follow the local DJ giving away T-shirts. He had more stage time than I did, but I brought numbers. I put asses in seats because of the name equity I had, and I had that false confidence I would get, and sometimes it worked for me, and sometimes I ran the stop sign. I started repeating jokes over what little jokes I had. I did the same 7 minutes for like 2.5 years. That's how long it takes to build a show. And now sober.
Well, there's got to be, because I know the same. I felt it. And I'm not a comedian, but I can't. How am I going to be funny or fun at a party without alcohol? It's the only time that I was.
And do you think that's where the steps come in? How to be happy and all that without alcohol?
I don't know how they're directly related, but that's the end result. I don't know which steps, where that happened, or whatever. It was the other day driving, and I was, I'm on the road a lot with sales, and it was a good mood, and I was listening to cranking some tunes, and I was thinking, I really worried, because there's music, when you get a good buzz going, it talks to, you feel everything. And I thought, I'm never going to enjoy music as much as I did, when I
know exactly what you're talking about. I was out in the parking lot one day, sitting there jamming to Hip to Be Squared by Huey Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
And I had it on loop, and I sat out there, and some guy, an older guy who's an accountant, like 2 offices down, like, you realize we can hear that? I'm like, sorry. But it resonated with me, and I was going through, and I was drunk, and I was imagining me on stage playing that cool sax part and everything, the little sax solo, and I worry about that too. But no matter how great those things are.
I actually cranked some tunes, and I thought, this has got, I'm feeling like I did when I had the buzz with it, and all that is, you hear people say that, but it's like, nah, it won't be the same, whatever. And I'm starting it just like this fishing thing. I never, it's like, why would you even go fishing if you don't have, a case of beer? But then it was like all the things about, hiding the beer. Are we running out of beer? And how am I going to, there's only 5 left, and there's 4 of us. I need at least 4 of the, how am I going to get those? And then what about, do we have any more back at the house? That crap, I'm going to have to go up and get them.
Wow. All right. I got to go to the bathroom. Just jump in the lake. No, I got to go different kind of bathroom. Just so you could go back to the marina to get beer. Hey, while I was up there, I got some beer. Yeah. I know it. I know that trick. I was a boater for years.
Exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
It's exhausting.
I don't think I ever owned a boat and been in a boat sober. I don't think I've ever done that. There was a cop waiting for us at the boat ramp, and I'm like, please let him just. I put the boat up on the trailer, and my wife was, it was her job to back up the trailer because there's no way I could have done that at the time. And I look back, and the boat is literally leaning on, like it was the Titanic sinking. It was leaning over to one side, and the cop said, "Hey, you all right?" I said, "Yeah." And my son goes, Yeah, it's Tom Mabe. He's on Bob and Tom. I go, yeah, I just, yeah, made it sure that he saw that my wife was driving the truck because I was between that sun and those, Bacardi
Yeah.
rums or whatever I was
Yeah.
drinking. I was down on them, man. And the
Yeah,
house,
we were on the river, and I was bringing back a bunch of kids, and these are like, they were legal age, but it was like, my kids and some of their buddies and whatever, but it's all in their early 20s. But I'm still, these are children to some parents and I'm out, and I was sneaking the beers because I didn't want them to see Mr. Bo's dad, was pounding beer the whole time. So I was sneaking him when we were coming back, and we got pulled over just for in a no wake area or whatever that I didn't see. And he came up, and I thank God I had the empty Gatorade or whatever, a couple of those around. And the guy actually said, "Thank me for being a sober skipper," which was a lie. And I
Never.
my knees. Oh yeah, and the kids even, Mr. Graham's the sober skipper. But
Jesus!
my knees were shaking for days. It was the
God!
worst feeling in the world.
Sober. And you said you had a story a few weeks ago too, where you called a cop or told a cop that this car was drunk, and the cop told you to pull over too. You're like, oh crap, why is he pulling me over? And the cop was just trying.
Because I motioned to the cop. This person was tanked, but I bet I had at least 6 or 7 empties behind the seat, and one, partially consumed one next to me, and it was a gal that almost killed me, and and it was in the afternoon or weekend. I motioned to a cop that did the bottle symbol with my hand that she was drinking, and
lady back here, yeah.
And he pointed, and when he pulled her over, pointed me to park, and then after he got her out, and she was tanked, but he pulled me over, and I had to write a report, and I'm just, meanwhile I got an open container in my truck, and I did the thing, I witnessed the drunk driver and did all this, and and I'm trying to, breathe in while talking to the guy so he doesn't smell it, and he almost gave me Citizen of the Year award, thanked me for being responsible, and I drove away, and with my open container and just pooping my pants. I mean, scared to death, and
Wow.
I almost roll stop signs in hopes of getting pulled over.
Yeah,
on a
so
Friday night.
yeah.
Not that I want a ticket, but just to be able to, be able to breathe on a cop without just that fear.
My wife, I almost went as far one time as hiding my truck at a neighbor's house so she wouldn't get up and, because I would come home drunk, So she would, how'd you get home last night? I never did that. It would have been a good idea, though. Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's insane. And like right now, I can't think about. I can't think about who could have a beer in their, in the console at noon. Who could do that? But when you're drinking, that's nothing. That is nothing. So, well, man.
Real quick, I wasn't even thinking. I couldn't even enjoy that beer because all I was concerned about was where's the next one coming from. I mean, I was 3 or 4 beers ahead. I couldn't even enjoy the one beer I was drinking because if there weren't many to back it up, then I was like, this is we got a big problem because if I gotta stop, it's not a fun feeling.
Yeah.
It's just I've never had enough. I've never said no, I'm good. I've had enough. I've never had enough. There's always need one more, just one more.
Have you ever woke up the next morning and have like 5 beer cans half full around the house that you forgot you had one of?
Yeah. And even some you go, oh God, that's where that was. I knew I was looking at for everywhere, and it was, just embarrassing. I mean, it's,
And then you start trying to put
it's bad when you're embarrassed. When no one's even around and you get embarrassed yourself that you're, finding your half empties and whatever.
Wow. Well, brother,
thanks for depressing me. I was in a great mood.
No, dude. We had a lot of heartfelt callers tonight, and you have to go back and listen because There's one guy was bless his heart. I was holding back the tears listening to him. It was
Yeah.
well, yeah. Oh, this Bev Holland says she constantly had a tumbler of 50-50 tequila and Mountain Dew. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I, I can't speak for her, but she's probably thinking, no, it's good because I got the caffeine and the Mountain Dew to counteract the, so that'll keep me awake, so I won't be falling asleep drunk. I'll have a good wide awake buzz, so I can. I mean, I'm not reaching to her because I know exactly the concept.
The logic behind it. All right,
Yeah.
brother. We've gone about 15 minutes over. I hope your buddy's okay in your group
Yeah.
there.
I don't know if he'll remember everything we sent to him, but I will. What it helped me, but also looking at him, it made me think I sure as hell don't ever want to be back in that position again.
Yeah. All right, brother. I'm gonna jump off.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you. See you, Jeff.
All right, buddy. See ya.
Well, there you go, guys. Another episode of Sober Talk in the can. It was a good show. There may be a chance I may lose my voice tonight by tomorrow morning, but I'll be here. So love you guys. Please check out hempwellnessfarm.com, hempwellnessfarm.com, and I love you guys. So we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, man. I feel like I do a magic trick every time I come in here and wait, right? He's in a different room. These are my offices. I own 3 office condos back, and I've opened them all up. So you're seeing like the back left corner. That's the makeup room back there, and that's some of my clothes I wear. So yeah, me. Woo!